Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Christy Vann with VANNtastic Finances, and on this channel I teach velocity banking. So in the previous video I was discussing a second mortgage and how much interest has been involved so far in the first 96 months of a 180-month loan. Now remember, this amount was originally for $24,000. The payments were $313 per month, meaning that the total paid to date was $25,048. The interest that's already been paid is $19,000, and all that's been applied to the principal so far is $6,048. And I'll remind you that the total payments for the whole 180-month period is going to be $56,340. Now remember, she's already made $25,048 in payments over the last 96 months, but she still owes $31,292. Well, remember, her balance currently is $19,000. That's what's owed on the principal. That means that if she allows this loan to continue to run out the remaining 84 months, she's going to pay another $12,292 in interest only. We are going to stop that. But what I'm going to show you is that if she had moved into a HELOC instead of a second mortgage, a loan, where would she be today? So her income is $4,400 per month, and she has a total expense of $3,390. Now this is everything that comes out of her check in a month, including the mortgage payment. And we're going to assume that she doesn't have the second mortgage because we're going to pretend that she just started with a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. So that means that her cash flow would be $1,010. So let's just say that she got $24,000 in a home equity line of credit at a 9.5%, just like the second mortgage was. Remember, it was at 9.5% as well. So the original amount being $24,000, that would be her balance on this line of credit. Now the way I teach in every video is that you put your income into the line of credit, all of it. Why? Because when you're using a line of credit, you can use it like a checking account most of the time. Your income can go in just like it would in a checking account, and all of your expenses would come back out of the same line or checking account, right? So when her $4,400 goes in, she would come to a balance of about $19,600. Her expenses now were $3,390, so they have to come back out. They won't come in one big lump chunk, but they're going to come out throughout the month. You know, her cable bill may be due today, her house payment may be due tomorrow, she might need to get gas the next day, she might need to pay Netflix next week, on and on throughout the month. Now we have to add interest, so we're doing 9.5%. I just took 9.5% times the high balance. They won't do that, but I did that just to leave room for error. So at the high balance of $24,000, the interest rate at 9.5% totals about $190 in interest. So she would pay approximately $190 on the high balance. Remember, the banks don't do that. They do an average daily balance, which means it would be more like average between $24,000 and $19,600. I hope that makes sense. Adding all of these in, her balance should be back up to about $23,180. Month 2, the income goes in, but the expenses and the interest coming back out, her balance should be up to about $22,354. And month 3, her income goes in, bringing her to approximately $17,954. Her expenses and interest would come back out again. Now we're going to move on into month 4. The income goes in, bringing her balance down to $17,121. This is in 4 months. How long did I say she had been making payments in the previous video? 96 months. And what did I say her current balance was? $19,000. So anyway, she's already to $17,121 in 4 months. Her expenses and her interest come back out, bringing her to $20,682. The income for month 5 goes in, bringing her down to $16,282. The expenses and interest come out again. Month 6, same thing, income in, bringing her to $15,436. Her expenses and her interest come back out. And in month 7, same thing. Month 8, income goes in, bringing her to $13,725. So in month 8, she has gone from $24,000 owed to $13,725 owed. Now she'll pay her monthly expenses out. What does this mean about her payoff period? Her total payoff period. Looks like to me it's going to be about 24 months till she is completely paid out of this $24,000. How could that be? Well, that's the way it is when you're dealing with a loan compared to a line. You're going to win most of the time with that line of credit, even though they're exact same interest rates. So how much interest did she actually pay on the HELOC compared to what she's going to pay in total for the 180 months on the second mortgage? Well, let's just erase off this board here and do some numbers. So if she has been paying interest, like I just added up, which the total interest that she's paid according to the 8 months that I figured here came to $1,195. If you don't believe that, please rewatch the video and add up the interest you saw added in here during the video. Now, is that the amount she's going to pay on this account? No, because I took it off of that high balance every month, right? Now, how much interest is she going to continue to pay until she pays this off in 16 more months for a total of 24 months? Well, I figured that high as well. So it looks like to me that $2,240 being the high interest that she will pay throughout the next 16 months means that she has a total of $3,435 in interest only payments on a 24-month HELOC. And how much interest has she paid already on this second mortgage? $19,000, and still has a $19,000 balance left? That's insane. The math speaks for itself, people. You just have to wake up and realize what it is that these companies are doing when they make you these awesome loans. Stop thinking that it's just 9.5%. It's not 9.5% simple interest. A loan is 9.5% amortized interest. Whole different ballgame. Remember here, she's already paid $19,000 in interest alone within the first 96 months. She still has 84 months left on this loan. Don't let them take you for a ride anymore. Learn what the tools at the bank are for and how to use them. Avoid this. She has thrown away so much money. She cried when I showed her these numbers. I don't blame her. It's very painful to see how our income, the money that we work so hard for every single day, can be stolen out of our hands, and we are not even aware that we can stop it. You can. You need to watch these videos. You need to learn what tools you should and should not use at the bank. And remember, you're in control. You just have to learn what it is that you're using. You have to be educated. I'm trying to educate you just a little bit. I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. If I can figure this out, I know you can. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.